don't even.
Hands down. That's mainstream.
Yeah, but you got to understand how many people are not, don't even
but they're not
know about scholars. Like
that's what I mean.
Like are so far removed from.
They're not asking the negative questions, Jamar. They're not. The new people are not asking the negative questions. The negative questions are the haters.
But I'm saying, is it a negative question to want transparency? You see what I'm saying?
Bro,
to just want to know what's going on.
Bro, what transparency are you talking about? We raised the money, we bought the schools. What transparency are you talking about? We raised the money, the little bit left is going to repairs. What transparency are you talking about? You think I'm gonna put the school bank account on YouTube?
Well, of course not. Of course not.
On Twitter? You think I'm gonna put the school bank account on Instagram? You out your damn mind.
I think they maybe want more of a timeline of when it might open or.
Who else is building?
Jamar, don't discriminate.
Listen,
somebody building an institution from the grass.
Right.
Name me somebody. You ain't got none of them. Name me a YouTuber doing what I'm doing. Any of them conscious dudes. Name one on my level. Name one builder. You crazy.
They can't
tie my sneaks, bro.
I can't. All I can name is my father-in-law.
How many they kept out of jail, bro? They're not building shit.
Right. So
through the grass, what have they built, bro? Who you know in the conscious movement built an institution? Answer that. Nobody. I'm the only one in my generation doing it.
Well, you're building it. You're building it. It's not built yet, though. It's not built.
Be there. Don't you worry about it. You be the first one there. Trust me.
Beautiful.
If you have never donated and you know Dr. Umar is not going to let you pass the front door anyway, why are you so worried about this school? Is it that you're worried he's stealing and hustling? Or is it that you're worried that once that school opens, I am done? Which one is it? Is it that you're really concerned about him hustling people's money that you have nothing to do with? That you have no? Are you really that concerned about other grown people's decisions up to how they spend their money? Is that the concern? Or are you just paranoid? I seem to have once again taken over the social media platform. That is very common for me, as you all know. I am the most prominent, the most popular, the most influential, and the most hated Black scholar in the world, all at the same time. Quite a unique phenomenon to be both the most loved African scholar in the world and the most hated American African scholar in the country. I get the most love, I get the most hate. I think you can see the dichotomy illustrated when you look at my two most recent interviews that were posted. You have the interview that I did on the Cannon's Class podcast versus the interview I did on the Godcast. Both of which I am glad I did. Both of which are hosted by brothers and sisters who I love and respect. Nothing but love and respect for Brother Nick Cannon. Nothing but love and respect for Lord Jamar. Nothing but love and respect for Rod Digger and Godfrey, who was not present during the interview. And the reason I love the diversity in interviews is because in the case of a Nick Cannon interview, you have the opportunity to educate, to demonstrate, okay, your full arsenal of intellectual material and solutions. When I go on the Breakfast Club, you have the opportunity to demonstrate the full comprehensiveness of your political wisdom. And then there's the Roland Martin interview. Then there's the Godcast interview. And I would not put the Godcast interview within the same vein as the Roland Martin interview, but it clearly was not one that sought to educate the community as much as it was one that sought to continuously underscore the same ridiculous questions that I have answered repeatedly for the past 5 years. I guess for me, one of the frustrating things about doing interviews is when you get questions, not just that you've already answered, but I would probably venture to say getting questions that the person answering the question, asking the question, probably already knows the answer to. If you purchase a building for a certain amount of money and there's a little bit of money left over, and you're constantly telling the people that you got to pay to get the grass cut, and you had to pay for repairs because somebody tried to burn you down, and you had to pay to get the roof repaired, and you're about to put an electrician in play and put an HVAC person in play, I think common sense tells you that if these things are being paid for, then they're probably being paid for out of the funds left over. And if they're not being paid for out of the funds left over, he must be paying for them out of his pocket. It's just kind of common sense. And I guess for me, sometimes my frustration comes from the fact that people will ask a question that is totally devoid of any kind of common sense. I'm not talking about my good brother, Lord Jamar, per se, but just generally speaking. And so yesterday you did see King Kong consciousness. You did see Jermaine Shoemaker from North Philadelphia. You saw that because when you're as passionate about a mission as I am about my mission, and when you have done so much for your community as a whole and Black children in particular, and when your resume exceeds the resume of nearly every other personality in the conscious community, and yet you receive nothing but rebuke and negative criticism from certain quarters, not all, because most of our people love me. So we're dealing with a minority. We're dealing with a minority. But I must also say that even though we're dealing with a minority of haters, they do have a degree of influence. They do. One of the things that I have had to learn, I've already known it as a student of propaganda, a student of political science, a student of psychology. We are living in an age of ignorance. We are living in an age of Negro ignorance, where people voluntarily surrender their God-given intelligence and will endorse the opinion of someone else who may know less than they know, who may be less intelligent than what they are. And so despite the coonism, there's brothers and sisters, who can be influenced by it. One of the things that I see as part of this Black age of ignorance is I see that as part of this Black age of ignorance, Black people don't need no evidence or proof to believe something. They don't need any proof or evidence to believe something. We know jealous people and envious people don't need proof, but that is because they have a personal agenda against the person. But I mean, innocent Black folks also don't have a lot of intelligence when it comes to whose opinion you want to believe or what message you want to endorse. We don't need proof. We will believe something negative about somebody with any proof. Somebody sent me a clip today of one of my coons on YouTube. An ugly guy, very ugly, unattractive guy, nasty looking guy, no neck, just a nasty guy, tongue hanging, ugly little guy. I feel sorry for him to be so unattractive. But somebody sent me a little clip of him where he was having a meltdown because another YouTuber had said some things about him that were not true. Somebody sent me this today. And he was having a meltdown because another YouTuber said some things about him that were not true. And the irony of his little diatribe lies in the fact that he has made a career of telling lies about me. I want y'all to look at how hypocritical we are as a people. I want you to see how contradictory we can be as a people. This guy was enraged that another YouTuber had said some things about him that were not true. But yet he makes a career out of assassinating my character and my mission. I'm not talking about the down low guy right now. I'm not talking about the down low guy. I'm talking about the garbage pail kid. The little fat, nasty garbage pail kid. He was enraged that this guy told a lie about him on YouTube. But he does the same thing to other people on a regular basis. You understand, brothers and sisters? So I just wanted to come on here to let brothers and sisters know that I was all right. I got a lot of text messages. Doc, are you good? I'm good. I really enjoyed the interview last night because it gave me an opportunity to flex a little bit, to deal with the negative energy a little bit. I would say for the most part, a lot of my interviews over the past year have been more positive than negative. They focused more on the scholarship, more on what we need to do as a people, more on helping parents. I don't get a lot of the interviews where they want to spend all day talking about stuff that's already been talked about. I don't get a lot of them anymore. I used to get them all the time, but I stopped taking those interviews. So I kind of got blindsided a little bit because I thought the conversation would be a little bit more progressive. I didn't know it will descend into asking the same old hater questions. But I want to clarify a couple things. Y'all have to stop thinking that the black community has a problem with Dr. Umar. Y'all have to stop thinking that. It's not true. That is the YouTube propaganda. The black community loves Dr. Umar. The elders, the youth, the adults, the men, the women. The black community loves Dr. Umar. So it's amazing when I get on these interviews and people say, well, what do you think about all the hate you get? It is a lot for the average person. But when you understand the magnanimity of who I am and my platform of tens of millions of supporters around the world, they are almost irrelevant in the largest scheme of things. It is you guys who give them power. It is you guys who give them power. It is you guys. The African world loves me. The United States American African community, hashtag AMAF, hashtag AMAF, born in America, but I belong to Africa, hashtag AMAF, the American Africans. They love Dr. Umar. I mean, y'all don't understand how much love mail I get every day. Every day. And everyone matters to me, by the way. Every time I get a positive text, every time I get a letter in the mail, the birthday gifts, the donations for the school, the letters, the paintings. Do you realize of all living African American public personalities, Non-entertainment. So take out LeBron, take out Serena, take out Jay-Z, take out Beyonce. That's entertainment. Take away your entertainers. Take away your entertainers. Leave everybody else. You can leave your politicians. You can leave your clergy. You can leave your national black leaders. Take out the entertainers and the athletes. My likeness has been portrayed in art voluntarily. I'm only giving you this because I want you to understand the love I get, because some of y'all go to YouTube and you see failed life coaches and failed therapists and ugly, short, nasty looking people, 10 sandwich eating people clowning around, making a career out of trying to destroy my work. And you say, wow, he's getting a lot of hate. You're correct. But when you put it in context of all the love that I get, it's almost irrelevant. I need you guys to understand that. I need you guys. Do you realize you could add up all the views? Literally, you could add up all the views of all the negative videos made by my leading 3 trolls. You could add up all the views of all the videos made by my leading 3 trolls. Madball, Down Low, okay? And the Faceless Thought. You could add up all the views of all the videos by my leading 3 trolls, and you won't even get 1 million total. You won't even get 1 million total. You won't even get 1 million total. Do you understand? But my Nick Cannon interview will probably be at 1 million by the end of the year, if not by the end of the month. The Lord Jamar interview probably be at 1 million by the end of the year, if not by the end of the month. I regularly do those numbers. You understand? So what is that to someone in my position? But getting back to my point that I was making, my likeness has been painted in art. My living image has been rendered to artistic form, portrait, more than any black public personality in America outside of athletes and entertainers. I want you to just meditate on that. I'm not coming from a place of ego tonight. I want to make sure that those who follow me understand we are in a good place. Yes, my trolls got the original GoFundMe shut down. Yes, they got the original PayPal donations froze back in 2014. They did that. But we got the PayPal back. All the money's there. The GoFundMe, that money that was raised, we still got all of that. Yes, they took me before the Pennsylvania State Board. Yes, the Faceless Thought is sending videos to Pennsylvania politicians on a regular basis. Mr. Downlow, he's doing what he's doing. The Madball guy, you know, he's doing what he's doing. But brothers and sisters, have you realized that they have to work in overdrive? Have you realized they have to work in overtime? They have to work overtime. Why do you think she has 1,000 videos? Why do you think he's trying to get more videos than her? Why do you think the ugly one is constantly making videos? You know why they have to work constantly? Why do you have to make so many videos about this one man? Because most people, and they're not the only trolls, they're just the leaders of it, but most people love this guy. Even the ones who got issues with some of what he stands for, which I'm not going to change because I'm unapologetic and I don't live in the prison of other people's opinions. But there's other trolls out there. They're the leaders, but most people love this guy. See, what they're trying to do, they won't be able to do. See, there's 2 campaigns that are being carried on by the hate. There's 2 campaigns that are being carried on by the hate. One campaign is to destroy my life and work. That's one campaign. One campaign is to destroy the life and work of Dr. Umar. We're going to sabotage this school. We want to sabotage him professionally in every other way. So that's the one campaign. Let's destroy him and his work, right? That's one. Then there's another campaign to turn black people against me. That's the other campaign. Let's try to turn the black community against him. So there's two campaigns. One is destroy him personally, professionally, his school, any goals he's working on. Let's try to destroy that. And the Faceless Thought is the leader of that. And she's supported by Down Low and Madball, right? So the Faceless Thought is like the leader, and Down Low and Madball are like her lieutenants. You understand? Okay, so that's the one. But the other, let's try to turn the people against him. And the reason turning the people against me is so important. The reason turning the people against me is so important is because I get so much love. They hate that. They hate the fact that we've been trying to destroy this man and people still love this guy. And they don't understand the reason people love me is because I provide a service. The saving of children. I provide a service. The saving of students. I provide a service. The support for parents that they do not provide. You can't kill someone's image who has over 20 years of proven history saving children. You can't do it, but they don't understand it. They're still trying, though. And what they fail to understand, you want us to turn our back on Dr. Umar and follow who? You? So Madball wants y'all to stop following me and my expertise and my leadership and my organizational skills and my credentials. Stop following this man who started a parent organization to help us. Stop following this man who wrote 2 books packed with solutions to help us. Stop following this man who has this black parent boot camp where he teaches me everything I need to know, standing on his feet for 12 consecutive hours to make sure I can do what I need to do. And follow Madball? What is Madball's agenda? What is Madball's plan for the black community? Does he think he can be a leader? Does he think he can be an organizer? Would you follow someone who looks like they belong in the Case 39 movie? Okay, would you follow someone who looks like they belong in the Basket Case movie? No one's following Madball. And then you have Down Low. Who's going to follow this guy? Somebody sent me a clip of Down Low saying something like, this is an old video that he did because he's a failed life coach. He'd been making videos for 7-10 years. None of them successful. No success until he started mentioning whose name. No success until he started mentioning my name. And he says, I'm not just black. Nobody's just going to call me black. I have all kinds of stuff in me. This is what this coon was saying on the clip that somebody sent me. He don't even want to be black. But here he is trying to exploit black consciousness in the form of hate to take care of a family because he don't have a job. In the Faceless Thought, I mean, that woman is just sick. That woman is obsessed with me. And I've had a lot of women who've been obsessed with me through the years. But I ain't never seen something like this. More than 1,000 videos. More than 1,000 videos. More than 1,000 videos about a man you don't know and you refuse to show your face. But brothers and sisters, I just wanted to check in tonight to let everybody know I am good. I appreciated both interviews. Shout out to Nick. Shout out to Lord Jamar Rod Digger. I thought last night's interview could have been a lot more productive, a lot more progressive. I thought it was a bit too redundant, but it's okay though, because you got to take the bad with the good. With good comes bad, with bad comes good, with positive come negatives, with smooth road comes rough road. Sometimes you got to put the boxing gloves on. And we did that respectfully yesterday. See, another problem that we have amongst the hater community. Okay. And I want to make sure we're clear. I'm talking about the hater community, which is a small little community amongst the larger Dr. Umar community, right? You got this little ghetto of haters. If you notice, brothers and sisters, and I'm talking to my supporters, if you notice, my haters love to ignore the credentials. They love to ignore the resume. They love to ignore the experience. Have y'all noticed that? When they discuss the school project, they do it from a narrative that doesn't even take into account this man is not only a certified school principal, he's a former school principal. They miss that. They miss the fact that this man has his master's in educational leadership from one of the most prestigious universities in America. They miss that. They miss the fact that he's been working in schools for over 20 years. He supports principals. He supports school boards. He supports superintendents. You notice how they ignore that and they almost reduce me to being another one of these self-taught YouTubians. When they talk about Dr. Umar, they love to reduce me to being a self-taught YouTubian, right? Because most conscious scholars are self-taught YouTubians, no real formal education, and there's nothing wrong with that. I see